Alright, thank you very much. Hello everybody, it's your good friend Pozzible here, and I'm back in action with another look at the next batch to show you what's coming out into the theaters this weekend. What's worthy, what's not worthy. Well, we're in for a real treat here, because this weekend we got something for everybody. Literally, almost everybody, I should say. This is a weekend the kids should stay at home, though, because the first movie we get is The Other Woman, where basically the odd couple meets revenge fantasy in comedy, where one of these ladies, I think it's Leslie Mann, realizes that her husband is cheating on her with another woman, Cameron Diaz, and then the two realize that they're being cheated on by yet a third woman, Kate Upton. A lot of controversy as for Kate Upton. A lot of people don't like her as an actress. They like her as a model. She makes very picturesque young lady she is, but that said, being an actress is one of those really hard transitions. It's hard to go from one to the other. But that said, I'm willing to give this one somewhat of a chance. I do want to see a good comedy. It's been a long time, and I don't think this movie is going to be it. Because one thing I didn't really see what they were going to do to get back at this guy. Most of this movie was about them, the trailers I should say, is about them connecting with each other and meeting each other for the first time and sort of creating this bond where they go and get after this guy for, cheating on them. That said, the movie also has a bad rating on Rotten Tomatoes. It's rotten at 48%. So I was kind of upset about this at the time of this filming. And ultimately, guys, I got to give this movie a pass. I've seen the trailers. I tried to laugh. The trailers really didn't do anything for me. It just seems another trailer where in order to be a comedy, everyone's got to act stupid. Okay, that's how you do it. And whether or not they got the magic, doesn't look like it. I give it a pass. That said, we also got to talk about The Quiet Ones. Well, we had comedy, now we're going to look at horror. And in horror, we got your typical, every cliche you can imagine. They should have called this one The Cliched Ones, where basically you have a bunch of people studying the supernatural, and all of a sudden they realize they're all going to die one at a time. They're watching this girl, she gets to hang out with people for a while, but then all of a sudden, weird things start happening. They try to change this up. This is kind of like that old Malibu Stacy joke where they put on a new hat. Same Malibu Stacy, different hat. Same horror, different way of coming about. Instead of ghosts, goblins, devils, invisible people, we're going to have, wait for it, probably mental manifestations. This lady is somehow just making it happen with her mind. That's the impression that I get. All the typical horror is going to be there. The creaking, the people having their backs bent. Apparently these ghosts are chiropractors. People being thrown into the sky, people being dragged across the floor, the screaming, the horror, the people just staring at you saying, look, I'm scary because I don't talk. Aren't I horrifying? So this movie gets a pass. I've seen this way too many times. And I can't deny it. There's nothing new under the sun this weekend. All the stuff is old school. I'm sure there's a genre here, but the problem that I have with this genre is that it usually gets more successful when there's been a long break from it. This is springtime. This is not the time for horror movies like this. Put it out in the fall. September, October. Then people will go gangbusters for it. Also, it's a PG-13 movie. I don't want to sound too bad, but what kind of horror / gore / anything else can you expect from PG-13? I give this movie a pass. Next up, Brick Mansions. This movie was a hard one to judge also because, you get your typical story. It's a remake of the French movie District B13. It's also got a lot of parkour in it. It's about this cop who has to go into the Brick Mansions. It's an area that is sealed off where all these criminals are inside. Only aided by a criminal who knows how to get in and out of the Brick Mansions, who knows his way around. They gotta stop this one guy from using a bomb that he found. I don't know. If you got a guy with a dangerous bomb, do you really just send in two people? It smells of The Rock with Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery. That said, it looks okay. I mean, it's nice seeing a lot of people jumping around like that. That's one of the reasons why Spider-Man is so popular. Doing the jumping, going through the windows, the comedy. the action, the suspense. I hope it's going to be there. I'll give this one a chance. I give this one a see it. Unlike the other ones, there is no Rotten Tomato rating to judge this by. I think this is one of those movies that are going to keep out of critics' hands until the day it gets released. A bold move, usually not a good sign, but I'm willing to give it a chance. Paul Walker, we'll miss him. This is one of those movies. It's going to be very hard to watch. I really hope his fan base comes out in droves. I know I'm going to be there to see this movie. So I give this movie a see it, and I hope it's worthy. I'm sure it's going to be. That said, guys, that's it for me today. We'll see you at the theaters.